talking about it.
I'm gonna talk about what I wanna talk about. How about that?
Okay, yes, it can't be stopped.
Thank you.
Okay.
And there it is. I'm not making up lies and going on the internet and trying to talk about people's paternity of their children. I'm not doing that.
Either which way, leave me alone.
She put up.
Okay, people, let me get into this mess here. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6. It's saying 6B, so season 6. I believe, I'm not even too sure what episode number this is, but it's just all a hot mess. So we're going to start off this episode with the drama between Sunny and Destiny continues. Okay, my whole thing is, people, come on now. Destiny and Sunny. First off, Sunny, you are coming around a group of women that know Destiny, right? So it's always going to feel awkward. I'm not even sure why she decided to do this show, to come in as a cast member, because you have to know that it's always going to be tension, because Destiny clearly is not fully over it, even though she's saying she is. She's not really fully over how that whole thing went down. And it's understandable. I get that. But Destiny, at some point, you got to let it go. I don't know what's happening off TV, off the, TV screen. Like, I don't know, what these two are writing about each other or saying about each other. But it seemed like from Destiny that Sunny had something to say about her. So this is why she's giving that energy when she comes around the ladies. Now, Sunny, your man she thinks he's some type of prize, but clearly he is not a prize, girl. So I understand she don't want to have to keep talking about it. That's understandable as well. And then Destiny gives off this energy in front of Nell. Now, Nell, from what is being said, Destiny is supposed to be seeing Nell's son. So it's like, why are you giving so much energy to an old relationship? And why do you still feel a way about, well, I can understand why she feels a way about her, because she felt like she did it behind her back. But at this point, they should be over this whole thing. All this backwards and forwards, and he said, she said, it's just, I'm not even sure why they even put Destiny back on the show, because at this point, I'm like, this drama between them two is all that it is. These two ladies' storyline is based off of the drama they have with each other. I see, like, Tisha in this episode, she was kind of like thrown off, like, why is Destiny still carrying on? Basically, well, girl, talk to your friend, talk to her and tell her, girl, just let it go. I understand that if she has something to say about you and your child, then you direct that. But she was still putting Moses in it, like, oh, your man is in jail and all that. That's how you can tell she's not really over it, people. That's how you can tell. So Nell is in there surprised, but Nell tried to throw a little salt in there at Destiny, like, oh, you supposed to have moved on, right? But you guys see how Nell changed that real quick. She was like, oh, yeah, boo, you moved on, though, boo, like, stop. You know what she was trying to say, Nell. She did try to take it there, because Nell is thinking, ain't you seeing my son? Why are you even care about what's going on with this woman in her marriage and her relationship? So Destiny and Tisha go outside to talk. She tells Tisha that she had a lot to say about her and her child. I don't know how true this is. Tisha is standing there like, oh, God. Well, anyway, they move on from that. They go over to the wedding. Nell's renewing her wedding vows with her husband. Now, people, this is what I don't understand here. All this drama that went on with Martell and Marceau and Tisha, Martell comes in and they all buddy with him. So that's why I could see why Mel feels a way about them, because they kind of do the phony thing, like the phony shit. Like, come on. You can't control who somebody is around, but you can also make sure you protect your energy and not be around that. So I get where Mel is coming from. I'm gonna come back to Mel because I'm a little tired of some of the things she does as well. But so we get to the wedding. We see Martell walk in. He goes right over to phony Kimmy And but not I don't want to say Kimmy because I like Kimmy, but she can be a little phony sometimes. And Maurice, we go over to them, and if you guys notice, Maurice never really wants to get on Martell's bad side, like because it's clear that Martell knows a lot of what Maurice does as well, and he just don't want his shit out there. So let's just say that. I'm not saying he's running around cheating, but I don't know people. They seem like if your brother has a problem with a person to that extent where they were going backwards and forwards, Maurice and Marceau and Martell, why are you so chummy with him? I don't know. And also, Kimmy sitting there laughing and joking, telling the business to Martell, like, why are you, who, y'all good friends with him now? I'm confused after they had so much to say about Martell. But anyway, and Kimmy's another one that likes to get other people's business, but when you tell her business, she has a problem with that. She's coming tenfold for her and her husband, but meanwhile she's talking about everybody else's relationship. Messy, clearly messy. Then you get Mel. She walks in. Martell looks awkward. Mel sits on the opposite side, where the chairs are at, where the bride comes in, right? And then she basically did sit on the side with them, but that's understandable. Though I think she has some kind of order of protection against Martell. And then Mel comes in. She looks over. So on her green screen, she's like, oh, okay, so after all the drama that Marcel had and Tisha had with Martell, they coming in, slapping hands, laughing and joking. Like, I'm like, I was puzzled too. I was like, but wait a minute, wasn't they just going through a whole thing? But Marcel was acting like him and Martell don't have a problem. Not that people that he had to act funny because it is a wedding, but it just looked like nothing ever happened between them two. Like, it looks like maybe they just did all of that for the drama. I'm assuming. I don't know. But Melody stays on her side. She keeps calm. And my whole thing is, Mel, if you have an order of protection against Martell, I'm not sure why they're keeping both of them on the show. Like, at some point, somebody has to leave. They're not doing any scenes together. Mel always someplace and leave, even if Martell is not there. So I'm confused. Like, what is the point of either one of them being on the show at this point? They need two whole new cast members because this is ridiculous. Mel seems to you know what I feel about Mel? I think she got to her last straw because at one point it looked like maybe she was going to give Martell a chance even after they decided they were going to get a divorce. At some point I feel like Mel was going to give him another chance, but he messed that all up with still messing with Ariane, or whatever her name is. He messed that up with still messing around with and entertaining his other baby mother, which he cheated on Mel with. So I think at that point she had gave up on even trying with Martell, and then everything afterwards was a lot for her to, I guess, continue the relationship with him. I feel like she did try, but he did too much afterwards. So Martell is looking at Mel. It's just everything just looked awkward. I'm like, come on now, this is enough of this. Just get a whole set of new people to be on this show because I am exhausted with this with Mel and Martell. So then we move on to gossiping Kimmy. Like I say, Kimmy can always talk about everybody else's relationship, but when you have something to say about her, she's going to the gutter with her response. So I don't understand, like, you're in everybody else's business. But when it was Maurice's business, how he got arrested for a DUI, you didn't even want to have that conversation with nobody. But you busy talking about everybody else's relationship. I can't with Kimmy. I like Kimmy, but I'm starting to look at her like side eye. Because come on now, girl. I know you're trying to bring the drama to the show, but bring your own drama too. Stop acting like you don't have any. That's my problem with Kimmy. And there's Kimmy, so they go to the reception after the wedding, and they're having a talk. It's Kimmy, Tisha, Destiny, and Trish. let me just get to Trish. I hate that blonde hair on her. That was the wrong thing. They did the wrong thing when they put this blonde hair on her. Does not go with her complexion, or let me not say complexion. Let me not put that in there. It doesn't fit her. I like to see her with her own, ponytail, darker hair. This blonde, I was like, who is that? Then I was like, oh, okay, that's Trish. But I tell you one thing, I love me some Tisha. Tisha is chocolate and beautiful. I love they hook her hair up every time. Her makeup is always on point. Um Destiny is a hit or miss with Destiny sometime with what she has on. And Kimmy, I think they do a very good job on Kimmy and Tisha. They always look on point to me. I mean, I'm not really talking about nobody looks, but if we had to say on point when it comes to dressing and stuff, what they have on the show and stuff like that, their hair, their makeup, I think they top two on the show that always look good, including Mel. Mel always looks nice too. Like I said, Destiny is really iffy with some of the stuff she have on. And Trish, I just don't like her hair. I don't like that color hair on her. I think she's a beautiful girl, but I don't like that color hair on her. Okay, so back to what they were talking about. So they're standing there having a conversation about Kimmy's like the wedding was really good, da 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 da. And then she asks Tish, she talks to Tish about the little situation that she had with Mel, which was the prior episode, where her and Mel and Tish got into it, right? So those two got into it, and Kimmy was having a conversation with Tish about, how she felt about that little situation. So Tish was like, listen, I guess we enemies or whatever. So I'm not even going to dig deep into that little argument they had because that was so petty. So Kimmy is still running her mouth trying to be or in Destiny's business. So after that, we get back into the wedding and you see Mel helping Nell, because Nell, if y'all don't remember at the beginning of the episode or prior episode, she had twisted her ankle before the wedding. Now, as this scene comes on, we see Mel walk in. She takes the seat next to Kimmy and Maurice. And then all of a sudden, you see Martell grab a seat and come on over. I'm saying to myself, why don't this guy just stop trying? And then Mel, she stays for all of the scenes. She is just, what is she there for? I'm a millimeter, but what is she there for, people? Why is she there? I don't understand it. She doesn't get along with any of them because she feels like they're shady and they kind of favor Martell, and she's never comfortable. Everything looks so fake and forced with Melody when it comes to being around these people, and I am confused. Like, what is the point in you being here? Just if Martell wants to stay on the show, let him go, have a lady or whatever it is, and you just do behind the scenes with this show, because at this point it's just, what's the point? What is the point? If you're leaving, you're leaving. Every time you turn around, you're leaving. You don't want to be around any of them. So what's the point in being on the show? Can somebody please help me here? Maybe I missed something, because Mel is giving off fake and phony with these people, and I get why. I'm not holding it against her, but she looks like she doesn't want to be there. So what's the point in keeping her on the show? So we move on from that. We get Destiny having a talk with Mel's son. I don't really got too much to say about that. He said a little something. Destiny got offended. Lance is his name. I don't know what that was all about. Wasn't worth even getting into. So the doozy of the episode was Tish and Ken. Ken is feeling like Tish is not forthcoming with things. He feels like Tish doesn't tell the whole truth when she's talking about certain things about her past relationships and stuff like that. And I totally agree with Ken. She is not ready to get married to anybody else. Instead of telling Ken she wants to take her time, she doesn't want to jump into marriage. She is constantly doing things to actually show him that. Now, from what is being said from Ken is saying that Tish did not tell him that she had wrote her ex-husband and said she would take him back in a heartbeat. Now, I feel like she probably did say that. She told Ken she doesn't remember saying that or texting that, which is a lie. You remember what you say it when you say it. Come on now, girl. You remember doing it. I felt like Tish is not ready to even be in a relationship. The relationship, the marriage she had with her husband, they went through a lot. They was together when they were, since younger, from what was being said. They had kids together. I don't think she was ready to leave him. What I think she did was she met Ken and she started messing around with Ken. And he helped her kind of take her mind off of her situation. Not that she wanted to leave her husband. She did it because he basically left and she said, you just can't come back. So, I mean, and then she had Ken there, which was wrong of her to even involve Ken because Ken seems like he genuinely cares about her and wants to be with her. But see, I felt like Tish was not expecting it to get that serious that quick. I felt like she had time to pull away from it. But now that he's serious, he's there with the kids, he's buying stuff, he's supporting you, he's doing things in your house, taking you places, buying you cars, and doing all this stuff for you. Now it's hard for you to pull away from that. So now you start to lie. She was saying something about she feels like he constantly brings up Martell and her ex-husband. And Ken is like, no, I'm bringing the situation up to you because I'm questioning you. I'm not questioning them. I don't care about what they say about what they had going on with you because that was before me. My thing is, if I ask you what's the real deal, just tell me. Don't have me in the dark where I have to question if they say something. Now I'm looking at you sideways because I'm like, wait a minute. Did she? She didn't tell me that. But and then when he comes to her to ask her, she does this defense mode thing like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. Now, I can understand nobody wants to be constantly questioned about something they already told you happened. But if this guy is now around these men and they're saying something else, and then your man comes to you and asks you about it. Be upfront and honest. Like, you know what? Yeah, I didn't remember that part. I did say that. But Tisha's not doing that. She's not ready. She's not ready, people. She's not ready for a relationship. She's not ready for marriage. I don't even think she's ready to divorce her ex-husband. I think Tish needs time to be on her own and maybe just date. Because she got too serious too soon with Ken, it seems like, because this is very early on in their relationship. And Ken got really connected to her very early. And I think it's kind of pushing her away, but she just doesn't want to say it. She's just not ready. Just tell him you're not ready. You would rather just date. Don't do all this moving in together. Now y'all staying together. He's there. Now he's looking for you to get a divorce and marry him, and you don't want to do it. Just say that. So this episode ends with them two having a heated argument. I mean, he was not playing. He was like, listen, I do everything for you. And for you to sit back and act like you don't want to be forthcoming and let me know what the real deal is, I'm done. So she's sitting there in disbelief, like she don't even know why he's going on like that. Girl, you do know. You do know. You do know. So he puts everything on blast, tells her, I'm buying everything in here, I put everything in here, da 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 da. He's going off. So she gets up, she walks towards the door, and we see production there, trying to stand in the middle because they don't really know what's going on, but clearly Ken wouldn't put his hands on her. But he was very, very upset and emotional because she was still denying and not trying to be upfront, and she just blew it off. Like, she could tell everybody else her story but not the man she's with. Like, come on now. I get where he was coming from. Just leave her alone because she ain't ready. So that was basically the end of the episode. He basically told her, go ahead, find yourself somebody who can take care of you, but you're not going to find. And he kind of just left it there, and episode was over. Now, people, this show has been full of drama. One, I just want to go back over this. Mel just basically needs to let the show go because she's not connecting with anybody on the show at all. Maybe just stay behind the scenes. I don't know if she want to stay on the show because she doesn't want Martell's baby mother coming on the show. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but Mel, clearly you don't want to be there. So let's just let that go. And I love Mel. She's awesome. Just put it in another light. As far as Tish goes, she's not ready for a relationship. Marceau, Maurice, and Martell, all the same men. They do the same shit. You got Kimmy, you got Tish, and you got Destiny. They're all a mess. You got Kimmy, who, like I said, is only worried about everybody else's business and not her own with her husband. She don't want no bad picture being painted of him, so she going to check you before she lets you do that. You got Destiny, who basically needs a whole. I don't know what they got Destiny on a show for at this point, because her storyline is basically has been Moses and Sunny. I don't know. And Sunny's storyline has been Destiny going backwards and forwards, and it doesn't make no sense. Like, come on, give us something else. Give us something else. You got Nell and her husband. I think they had a beautiful moment. I like them too on the show. You got well, basically that's it. Is nothing more to it. So hopefully next season we get a different energy, and maybe Mel or it'll just be behind the scenes with this show, because it's not making sense anymore. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Like, share, and subscribe.